The United States is home to some of the most beautiful national parks in the world. These parks protect amazing landscapes, from tall mountains and deep canyons to quiet forests and wide deserts. Visiting American national parks is a wonderful way to see nature, learn about wildlife, and enjoy outdoor activities. If you are a beginner and want to plan your visit, here are the most important things you need to know. First, let's talk about what a national park is. A national park is a protected area set aside by the government to keep its natural beauty safe. There are more than 60 national parks in the United States, and each one is unique. Some of the most famous are Yellowstone, Yosemite, Grand Canyon, Zion, and Acadia. Each park has its own special features, like geysers, waterfalls, red rock formations, or forests full of wild animals. Before you visit, it's very important to plan ahead. In recent years, especially in 2025, many parks have introduced new rules to help protect these special places. Because more people want to visit, some parks now require you to make a reservation before you arrive. This means you have to book your entrance ticket online for a specific date, and sometimes even for a certain time of day. For example, if you want to go to Acadia National Park in Maine, you need a reservation to drive up the Cadillac Summit Road throughout the year. If you want to visit Arches National Park in Utah, you need to book a ticket in advance from April 1st to October 31st. This helps the parks control the number of visitors and protect the plants, animals, and landscapes. To make a reservation, you should visit the official website of the National Park Service or the website of the specific park you want to see. There, you will find all the latest information about how to book your visit, what times you can enter, and what is allowed inside the park. Always check these websites before you go, because rules can change quickly. Now, let's talk about costs. Most national parks charge an entrance fee. Usually, this fee is between $15 and $35 per vehicle, and it's valid for 7 days. That means you and your friends or family can enter the park with one car for a whole week. If you plan to visit several parks, it can be cheaper to buy the America the Beautiful Pass. This is an annual card that costs $80 and lets you visit more than 2,000 protected areas across the United States, including all the national parks, for 1 year. When you visit, you also need to know where you can stay. Many people love to camp in or near the parks. In the national parks, you can find campgrounds managed by the National Park Service. These campgrounds usually have simple services. There might be toilets and places to wash your hands, but often there is no electricity or running water at your campsite. The cost is usually between $15 and $35 per night. Because these places are popular, you often need to book your campsite in advance, just like you book your entrance ticket. If you travel with a camper or RV, many campgrounds can accept them, but you should check if they have the space and the right facilities. Remember, not all campsites have electricity or water hookups for your vehicle, so plan accordingly. Some people want to try dispersed camping, which means setting up your tent in a wild area outside of a formal campground. In some places, this is allowed, especially on public lands managed by the Bureau of Land Management or in national forests. But there are rules you must follow. For example, you can usually camp for up to 14 days in the same area, and then you have to move at least 25 miles away before you can camp again. You must also make sure you do not harm nature. Always clean up your trash, do not make fires unless it is safe and allowed, and respect the local wildlife. However, inside many national parks, dispersed camping is not allowed except in special backcountry areas, and you often need a permit. Permits are documents that give you permission to do certain things, like camp in the wilderness or hike on special trails. You can usually get these permits from the park's visitor center or online, but places are limited, so it's best to apply early. While you are in the parks, there are rules you must respect to keep yourself and nature safe. Always stay on marked trails, do not feed or approach wild animals, and take your trash with you. Fires are often not allowed, especially in dry areas where there is a risk of wildfire. Listen to the park rangers and read the signs. They are there to help you and protect the park. Now, what can you see and do in these parks? Each park has something special. In Yellowstone, you can watch geysers shoot water into the air and see wild bison and bears. In Yosemite, you can look up at giant granite cliffs and beautiful waterfalls. The Grand Canyon offers amazing views of deep, colorful canyons carved by the Colorado River. Zion is famous for its red rock walls and challenging hiking trails, while Acadia combines mountains and the Atlantic Ocean for stunning views. Besides hiking and sightseeing, many parks offer activities like biking, birdwatching, and guided tours with park rangers. Some parks have visitor centers with museums and exhibitions that teach you about the history, geology, and wildlife of the area. Stop at these centers to pick up maps, get information, and ask questions. To sum up, visiting American national parks is a great adventure, but it requires some planning. Check the park's official website for the latest rules and reservation requirements. Think about where you want to sleep. Campgrounds often need to be booked in advance, and dispersed camping is only allowed in certain areas with strict rules. Remember the entrance fees and consider buying an annual pass if you want to visit several parks. Follow all the rules to protect yourself and nature, and be ready to enjoy some of the most beautiful places in the world. With a little preparation, your trip to the American national parks will be safe, fun, and unforgettable.